I hate following a great act. That's why I wanted to be first. But one of the benefits of coming later in the program is that I thought I only knew Roy as a patient. And I was prepared to tell you about a book that I read years ago. You may remember Richard Bach wrote a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. One of the other books that he wrote, I just remembered stuck in my head, is quote saying that the me that I am was so influenced by you that you are. And I thought to myself, I bet Roy was really difficult to live with. I bet he was, but as a patient, not as an employee, but as a patient, I thought this was the sweetest, most non-judgmental, sensitive human being that I ever met. I started having issues about a year before I saw Roy. And I did see him in 1980. And I came out here after dealing with a bunch of East Coast neurologists. Said, absolutely not. We don't know what you have, but it sure isn't MS. And when I got out here to Roy, he spent a day with me. And I was so honored. I mean, here's the guy that's like the director of neurology or the head of neurology at University of Oregon Health and Science. This little old me coming out from the East Coast at 34 years old, all kinds of issues, or what I thought were issues. So we talked for a while. He spent a day with me. Barbara spent a lot of time with me talking about the diet and all that. And afterwards, he plunked me in his Maserati. Actually, things must have been tough because 3 years later, after 1977, he still had the same Maserati. And the other thing that I've learned today that is so true about likes attracting. I felt I had a special relationship with Roy, and clearly there are a bunch of motorheads in the room, and that was a common bond. That was the thing between Roy and I, besides the MS, that really got us. Certainly endeared him to me, along with everything else he was doing for me. But after the visit, he plunked me in Maserati and we took a ride. I don't want to say it was a mountain, because we didn't go to a mountain, but we went to an observation point. And it was prior to Mount St. Helens, and you could put a quarter in a little, one of those binocular things. And he looked out and he showed me Hood, and he showed me Rainier, and he showed me Mount St. Helens. Well, it still had its top. And afterwards he said to me, George, I can't sit here and tell you that you definitely have MS, but why don't you go on the diet, stay on the diet, and strictly adhere to the diet, and God willing, we'll never know whether you did or whether you didn't. So that was great advice. I followed the diet very carefully. Roy followed me very carefully, as he did quite a number of other MS patients. And when you think of the magnitude of the accomplishment, the kind of research and record keeping that Roy did without the help of the microchip 50 years ago, and the documentation, it's incredible. I mean, what he did would be so easily accomplished today with the help of that. He's revered among many neurologists, and certainly the guy that wrote this book, which is what really causes multiple sclerosis. Harold D. Foster has nothing. I mean, he's followed a lot of the research, a lot of things that McDougall and a lot of other people have done. He has no higher regard in this book that he wrote than for the work that Roy Swank did. And so I share that high regard for Roy as a person, and as a researcher, as a doctor, as a human being. It's a pleasure and an honor to come out here to Philadelphia and celebrate his life, 100 years. It's a long time.